This is CBN NewsWatch.
And thank you so much for joining us. I'm Efrem Graham. President Trump's historic meeting with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un is just 4 days away, but first he'll board Air Force One to meet with the Western allies in Canada. Our Ben Kennedy reports more on this now from the White House.
President Trump will spend the weekend at the G7 summit in Canada. It is there that, no doubt, trade will dominate the talks with world leaders. The G7 summit in Canada kicks off with talks of trade wars and retaliation after President Trump slapped steel and aluminum tariffs on Western allies.
We will do what is necessary to protect the United States, its businesses, and its workforce. He has always said, and I agree, tariffs are a tool in that effort.
Trump's top economic advisor downplayed the rift.
We're talking everything through. There may be disagreements. I regard this as much like a family quarrel.
These tariffs are totally unacceptable.
That quarrel sparked bilateral meetings in Canada. Now Trump is sitting down with French President Emmanuel Macron and Canada's Justin Trudeau. Those leaders are already frustrated with Trump for withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord and even the Iran nuclear deal. The G7 comes right before Trump's high-stake meeting in Singapore with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe came to D.C. Thursday to talk security concerns and the fate of 12 Japanese citizens abducted by the rogue regime.
He very much talked about abduction. It was preeminent in our conversations. He talked about it long and hard and passionately, and I will follow his wishes, and we will be discussing that with North Korea.
On June 10th, the president flies directly to Singapore for the North Korea summit, where he'll be convincing Kim Jong-un to get rid of his nuclear weapons. Ben Kennedy, CBN News, Washington.
Here's a look now at some of the other big headlines we're following for you today inside the CBN newsroom. Netflix has renewed its controversial drama 13 Reasons Why, even as the suicide rate is on the rise in nearly 50 states. The show graphically depicted scenes of suicide in Season 1 and continued that theme in Season 2. The Centers for Disease Control reports rates of suicide increased significantly by 25% across the U.S. between 1999 and 2016. It is now one of the leading causes of deaths in our country. It is a game of hurry up and wait at the U.S.-Mexico border. Thousands of asylum seekers are lining up at the border, waiting weeks at a time to get in. According to a Homeland Security Department official, new asylum filings are the highest level in 20 years. Meanwhile, Congress still has not come up with a comprehensive immigration bill. Facebook says a software bug has affected as many as 14 million users in May. The glitch led some users to post publicly regardless of their previous privacy settings. Facebook says they have fixed the problem. The company is notifying users who were affected. Remember, you can find more on these stories and others throughout the day at cbnnews.com. A former security director for the Senate Intelligence Committee has been arrested on charges of lying to the FBI about contacts with reporters. The prosecution comes amid a Trump administration crackdown on leaks of classified information. James A. Wolfe isn't being charged with disclosing classified information, but federal prosecutors say he was in regular contact with journalists who covered the committee. Wolfe also had a romantic relationship with one reporter, and that reportedly lasted for about 3 years. We're just days away from the summit in Singapore, and the president is downplaying how much he's been preparing. He said, quote, "I don't think I have to prepare very much," and going on to say it isn't so much about preparation as it is about attitude going in. He also said he would not hesitate to call off the meeting again. The Secretary of State said the president has been preparing and receiving daily briefings from his national security team, spending about 10 hours a week preparing for the summit. Next week, the historic summit between President Donald Trump and North Korea's dictator Kim Jong-un is expected to take place in Singapore. While the world awaits any positive outcome, there is probably no one watching closer than the people of North Korea. Our national security correspondent Eric Gonzalez talked with one group of a North Korean defector for their take on the upcoming meeting.
No nukes, that's the main message and goal coming from the White House going into next week's historic summit. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says he remains cautiously optimistic it will take place. But what about human rights and the people of North Korea? Some who have escaped the atrocities committed by the Kim regime believe the people should be just as important as any nuclear deal.
For 70 years, starting from September 9, 1948, when the North Korean government was formed, to today, countless number of people have been killed and starved to death. The fact that the genocide has occurred, that the gross violation of human rights has occurred, it must be included in their summit talks.
Yana G was sent back to North Korea 3 times after escaping to China. She describes scenes of prison dogs eating dead bodies as she was inside her labor reform prison camp. She and others actually ate grass and even tree bark just to stay alive.
My misery did not end with being sold into human trafficking. I was arrested by the Chinese authorities and forcibly repatriated. Then, once I was returned to North Korea, I was brutalized by the North Korean state officials, tortured. I was forced to have an abortion without the use of anesthetics.
Defectors say conditions have only grown worse with tighter border controls and harsh punishment for those trying to escape.
This murderous gangster regime should be out of power, and another leader should come into power that respects the freedom and rights of the people and does not consider God as the enemy of the state.
Through it all, these defectors told us change is taking place. More North Koreans are turning to Christ thanks to underground churches.
The gospel is being shared, and Jesus is working among the people in North Korea, and God is doing great miracles inside the country right now.
President Trump sees human rights as a major concern in North Korea, but whether it'll be at the forefront or even mentioned in Singapore is yet to be seen. Eric Rosales, CBN News, Washington.
Hundreds are still missing in Guatemala, buried in the hot ash of the volcano's eruption. Now dangerous conditions force search teams to suspend operations. As Gary Lane reports, CBN's Operation Blessing is bringing aid and comfort to exhausted rescue workers and grieving families.
Another body is recovered from beneath the ashes left by Guatemala's volcano of fire. So far, more than 100 people are feared dead. Hundreds more are still missing. The volcano has spewed ash and smoke several times since Sunday's big eruption, and the lives of those working at Ground Zero in the town of El Rodeo are still at risk. Haroldina Mota is director of Operation Blessing Guatemala.
This is a very dangerous area. Nobody can reach this site unless they have permission from the authorities, from the army. We are in the very exact location of the disaster. We brought today food for the rescuers. We brought some masks like the one that I'm wearing now. So they are using their mask and they are protected while they are working here.
Because of the ongoing eruptions, the Guatemalan Army asked Operation Blessing to evacuate to a more secure area. So OB volunteers concentrated their efforts in shelters, distributing food and medical supplies, and ministering and praying with people in need. Traumatized rescuers were among those who received spiritual relief. This firefighter said he and his fellow firemen are tired. They've not slept for several days. They're distraught by the horror of seeing charred and dead bodies of women and children. Their grief has doubled, he says, because 2 of his fellow firemen are also missing. He'll keep searching until he finds them. We should be reunited, he said. He also told the story of one fireman who found a little girl. Are you alone? Where's your mother? He asked. She pointed and said, she's over there in that coffin. Missionary Kim Weiler told CBN News many of the evacuees are suffering from loss and shock.
Almost their entire village was killed. They saw the families being killed. And they don't know how many, but it sounded like dozens of families that were just killed, and they just made it here. We're praying with them right now, so pray with us. Pray with us.
Gary Lane, CBN News.
A CrossFit gym in Indianapolis is closed, and a high-ranking leader in the CrossFit business operations is out. This all comes amid a controversy over a workout plan to honor Gay Pride Month. One of the owners of the CrossFit Infiltrate Gym canceled the workout, saying true health forever can only be found within humility, not pride. Less than a day later, the staff member resigned. Members left, forcing the gym out of business. Russell Berger, an executive with CrossFit Incorporated, tweeted his support for canceling the workout, writing, "Thank you, CrossFit Infiltrate, for standing by your convictions and refusing to celebrate sin." Within hours, CrossFit Incorporated replied with its own tweet announcing Berger's termination and saying his statements do not reflect their views. Coming up, calling for change. A new report shows Planned Parenthood failed to report sexual abuse. See the lawmakers who want to hold the group accountable. A new report documents Planned Parenthood's failure to report sex abuse even when victims were asking for help. This is sending shockwaves through Congress, and members are demanding change. Jennifer Wishon has more on this story now for us from Washington.
A young girl from Ohio, sexually abused by her father, pleaded with Planned Parenthood for help. Instead, she was sent home with her abuser. She's just one of the victims included in a new report from Live Action that documents systemic negligence by the taxpayer-funded abortion giant.
Planned Parenthood is a mandated reporter of sexual abuse, and yet instead of that, what we've documented is Planned Parenthood sends these girls right back to their abusers.
The report is the product of 10 years of court cases, victim testimonies, and undercover research.
Okay, I didn't hear the age. I don't want to know the age. It could be reported as rape. Oh, okay. And that's child abuse.
The report shows instead of helping girls, Planned Parenthood is empowering abusers, pimps, and traffickers through abortion.
It's come to light that Planned Parenthood performs abortions on girls as young as 12 years old and then sends them right back into the arms of their abusers.
You never got this from me, just to make all of our lives easier. Okay. If they're 14 and under, just send them right there if they need an abortion. Okay.
Statistics show nearly 70% of human trafficking victims had at least one abortion at a clinic during their captivity.
Are these lives not important to Planned Parenthood?
Nearly 60 members of Congress signed a letter asking the Secretary of Health to look into this problem. They're also pushing for new regulations on groups like Planned Parenthood that receive millions of dollars of federal funds to beef up requirements to report abuse.
Unfortunately, because the American taxpayer is funding this group $1.5 million every day, we also are complicit in enabling the abuse of these young girls.
Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.
Still ahead, faith and politics. Some say the two should not mix. We're sitting down with one of the president's faith advisors to hear his opinion on the matter. Stay with us. 1,500 social conservatives are in the nation's capital this weekend to prepare for the upcoming midterm election battle. The Faith and Freedom Coalition's Road to Majority Conference is a time to strategize and motivate voters, especially the crucial evangelical vote. Senator Ted Cruz touted several big conservative victories, including moving the U.S. Embassy to Israel.
Judges, principled constitutionalist judges defending our rights. We see those on the federal courts all across the country. We see it in Justice Neil Gorsuch. And let me be one to thank God for the victory we had this week in the Colorado Bakers case.
Vice President Mike Pence will headline Saturday night's Road to Majority Gala. Stay tuned to CBN News for coverage of that at cbnnews.com. The president's advisors face criticism from the media and political opponents. Spiritual leaders take some heat as well. That's because secular and religious critics are quick to accuse them of dropping their principles just to have access to the Oval Office. Heather Sells sat down with one of those advisors, Pastor Samuel Rodriguez.
Pastor Sam is from Sacramento, where he pastors New Season Church. He's thousands of miles away from the White House here, but still enjoys amazing access.
Rodriguez regularly communicates with the president and also knows his family well. In his office, you'll find mementos marking his 2017 inaugural prayer. He calls his relationship with the president an assignment from heaven.
It's not Sam Rodriguez, it's way beyond Sam.
College president and friend John Jackson believes this role represents a sign of favor.
Sam has the opportunity to be present in the room, to speak into the life of the president, to speak into the life of the administration.
While it may seem glamorous, Rodriguez knows full well the pressure involved. It comes from fellow Hispanics.
It's tough to see people in your own community suffer, and then you have to reconcile and justify why do you have access to people.
It also comes from fellow evangelicals. Some believe the president's faith advisors provide moral cover for a leader whose acts don't line up with biblical values. Rodriguez responds by pointing to his track record that includes advising the prior two administrations and the support from his racially mixed congregation.
They see it as a prophetic continuum. This is Pastor Sam, just fulfilling his God-given calling. And he doesn't sell out. They know I'm Lamb's agenda.
It's why Rodriguez can question fellow evangelicals who didn't protest Obama's policies that supported abortion and opposed religious liberty.
I have a problem if you weren't here opposed to policies of President Obama that ran counter to religious liberty and our Judeo-Christian value system, and all of a sudden you're opposed to Donald Trump.
He also wants to see the end of political name-calling among believers.
Politics defining the evangelical world instead of the evangelical world impacting politics.
Despite his voice and platform, Rodriguez still hasn't reached his goal of immigration reform. He's pushed for it for years, working with both the White House and Democrats, including Nancy Pelosi, to make it happen. He saw a glimmer of hope earlier this year when the White House proposed legalizing Dreamers, but politics on Capitol Hill snuffed it out.
I do believe the onus falls on Congress. The president really gave it the old college try.
At the end of the day, Rodriguez maintains he does not follow Republicans or Democrats. He pursues what he calls the Lamb's agenda. While Rodriguez will praise the president, he will also speak his mind, especially on immigration. Case in point, after reports that Trump made offensive comments about immigrants from Haiti, El Salvador, and Africa, Rodriguez condemned the language, calling it hurtful. So what keeps him going? As a Californian, Rodriguez says he's very familiar with threats to religious liberty and how the president is keeping them at bay. And he wants to fight for the innocents, like the unborn and immigrant children.
I've seen families separated because the parents were deported. Been there. I've seen the tragedy of what happens when life is taken. I've seen the outcome of racism in various communities. That's what drives me.
That, along with a constant prayer anytime he enters the White House.
I walk in there and I ask the Holy Spirit to anoint every single word. God, don't let anything come out of my mouth that's Samuel Rodriguez. Please.
Reporting in Sacramento, Heather Sells, CBN News.
True man of faith. Stay with us. We're coming right back. If your weekend includes a trip to the theater, our friends at Plugged In Online take a look at how Ocean's 8 measures up when it comes to family friendliness.
So you want to hit a jewelry store? Not exactly. A diamond mine. Yes, that's exactly right. Or what?
In the movie Ocean's 8, Debbie Ocean, the sister of the legendary but now deceased conman Danny Ocean, has dreamed up what she considers to be a perfect caper.
In 3.5 weeks, the Met will be hosting its annual ball, and we are going to rob it.
After 5 years of intense planning, she's thought of every conceivable pitfall and solved them all. Her plan is perfect, and in 12 weeks, she expects that she and her crew will all be banking a cool $16 million each. Deb's best friend Lou, however, isn't so convinced. She's a gifted grifter herself, and she's certain that the scheme will require 20 or more people and hundreds of thousands of dollars in seed money. Game on. But Deb Ocean only smiles. I need 7 people and $20,000, she declares. It'll be a team of unstoppable female crooks, and they'll pull off the biggest con that New York City has ever seen. This is yet another heist tale in the franchise of Ocean's flicks that started way back in 1960 with Frank Sinatra and his Rat Pack. But for all of its criminal gal ensemble swagger, there are far more reasons to skip this pilfer pick than there are to see it. There's foul language, larceny, boozing, and light sensuality in the mix, and a bunch of talented actresses with nothing much to do. I'll give Ocean's 8 just 2.5 out of 5 for family friendliness. For an in-depth review on this film or anything else at your local box office, visit us at pluggedin.com. Plugging you into the movies, I'm Cheryl Wilhelmy for Focus on the Family's Plugged In Movie Review.
Time now for your Friday Faithful, and I hope this message will inspire you as we wrap this work week together. God promises to supply blessings you won't have room to receive. So, if you still have room, guess what? There are more blessings to come. Wait on Him and watch Him work. That is going to do it for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. Remember, you can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about, always at cbnnews.com. And we would love to hear what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. And of course, you can always reach out and touch us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We certainly would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, the news continues 24/7 at cbnnews.com. Until next time, thanks for your company. Make this a fabulous Friday and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you right back here come Monday. Goodbye, everybody, and God bless you.